Okay, and here we are. We are live. Just checking to make sure we're live on YouTube. I think we've got sound over there. Yeah, okay, we're good on YouTube. Yeah, so welcome to Thursday Travel Talk with Spidey, everyone. And I've got two special co hosts with me. Since we're doing the Alamo down in San Antonio, Texas, I have two special guests that were on that very trip with me just 2 Saturdays ago. Antiderivative Jill, welcome.
Oh, yeah, that all I know about that trip is it wasn't long enough. It didn't last long enough. It was so good.
It was an
Yeah,
amazing day.
and Tygerstripes, welcome to you. And yeah, thanks for driving. I was able to just take pictures from the passenger side. So the Alamo. Now, both of you had been there before, right?
Yes, several times for me.
Oh, yes. When I was a child, I went there several times too.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, and so, but it's different every time. So I'm sure you got something out of it that you hadn't gotten out of its previous visits.
Oh, yeah, no, it was so different from what I remember it that I feel like I'm having some sort of fugue. I felt like I was having a stroke or something. It was what I remember every time I've ever been there is only being allowed into the sacristy, that first little room off on the side. That's the
Right.
only thing I remember. I don't remember. I feel like I might have a dim memory of maybe being allowed into the church once as a child during a field trip, maybe. And it would have been, very dark. There was certainly nothing like it is now. It's just the the experiences are so different from what I remember that again I feel like I'm in a different reality. It's
I have to concur with that. It felt like it was much smaller when I was there before.
So Lemon Pie, as a fellow Texan, you should go definitely. And West Kegel, hello.
Only thing that
Yeah.
was the same is that the gift
lemon.
shop had the little Canon pencil sharpener still.
All right. And hello, Suzanne. Well, yeah, you got to have a Canon pencil sharpener.
I am
That's the
sorry I
Alamo.
didn't see
Yeah.
those. I don't think I could have resisted that.
No, that's hi, Suzanne. Lemon Pie, Pleasant Valley Picker. Hello. Yeah, Thursday travel talks. Every Thursday we do this around this time. We're a little early tonight, but that's quite all right. It's there's a lot of material. The Alamo was, like you said, it was quite spectacular. I think we were there for the better part of 2 hours.
Oh, yeah, easily. Easily.
Actually,
I
I think
think
it
it
was
was
more like over 3.
or 4,
Oh,
pushing
okay.
4.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I imagine we got there around noon and
Hello, Herc 130.
we didn't leave until well past 2 past 3, I think.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's well, you know what? It was worth it. And as an outsider, as a non-American coming to see it, it was completely interesting. As a Canadian, it was. I mean, we all grew up with the Walt Disney, Davy Crockett and Daniel Boone, but yeah, it's as an outsider, it was in incredibly interesting. Yeah, and yeah, I uh, didn't hear too much about Ozzy. I didn't like Ozzy until my later years.
It seems
Ooh.
to be there's a bit of a question as to where he peed exactly, if it was on the long barracks or on the cenotaph memorial.
Oh,
I can't
oh
seem to
dear.
pin that down.
Yeah, I think he did it on the memorial, which is
All
an
right.
obelisk. I think it's an obelisk.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is,
Okay.
with people at the bottom of it.
Wow. Uh, oh, and Herc 130 says Dr. Hardin also co-wrote the book on the Alamo with Phil Collins, the Genesis drummer. Yes, you can still find it on Amazon. He donated a large part of his private collection to the Alamo for their museum, and we got to see quite a bit of it. So we've got some pictures of it. It was I did not expect to see that large a collection of artifacts, but it was impressive.
I definitely never saw the Phil Collins exhibit when I was a kid. That's definitely a new thing.
Yeah, I'd say so. Quite new, but well done. It was pretty tasteful, I thought.
Yeah, I did too. I think I could have sat through that particular. There's a massive diorama of the Alamo, and this is not in the Alamo itself. There's a whole separate new building just for artifacts and presentations and Pee Wee's bicycle and all the things you'd want to see at the Alamo. And in toward the back of this big building, there's a whole room with this big diorama, and it's narrated. The whole battle is narrated by Phil Collins, and it's very beautiful. It's really moving.
Yes, it's really wonderful. It highlights each section of the mission of the fort as he's talking about the battle.
Yep, yeah, with the overhead lights shining down, and that was fantastic. And if you, yeah, just going through, because I know we had a couple of other people join us. Herc 130, and no, where is it? It is DJ Play Nice. Hello and welcome to you. Hello and welcome to you, DJ Play Nice. And William Shakespeare, welcome. Glad to see you.
William,
Yep, very happy to. I bet you he knows some history about the Alamo. And FKCH, welcome. And Suzanne, of course, in the chat. And
Suzanne.
And Greek Letters is here. Remember the Alamo and what it stood for. Indeed, I think they were remembering the the cruelty of the Alamo, because something that I wasn't taught was how they treated the prisoners and the sick and the wounded, and it didn't end well for them, but it did end rather quickly. Hello, Rusty Rivers. Good to see you, and also good to see Miskatonic Madman. Awesome to have you here, Rusty Rivers. And everyone's saying hello. There is a basement. Jill got the scoop on the basement. Do you mind repeating that story, Jill?
The fact that the Alamo doesn't really have a basement, but there is a basement underneath the gift shop. And it's just basically a storage section.
Yeah, basically. But that's, yeah, it was a nice gift shop. I kind of liked it. It was pretty tasteful.
Yeah, and if you look, there was a video on YouTube of Pee Wee Herman visiting that basement just for a laugh, and I watched that, and I had no idea that his bike would actually be there.
Me too, Lemon Pie. I hope Eugene Bird does join us. And no, I didn't
Yes,
expect the
please.
bike would be there as well. I didn't know the bike would actually be there, but it is. And I want to say hello to Carla Burton. Good to see you. And Sashi.
Carla.
Welcome to
Hello,
you,
Carla.
So let's, you know what? Let's get straight to it. Let's show. Now I did get, the obligatory Alamo paper bag, and in that I got a souvenir of the Alamo, which is the postcard of the Alamo. Just
That's a beaut.
Now they did have some liquid hot sauces that I wanted to pick up, but I couldn't get them in my carry-on luggage back to Canada, so sadly I didn't get them. But yeah, no, gorgeous postcard. And while I'm up, I do want to say don't mess with Texas. And if you like it bigger, go. Don't mess with Texas that way.
Yes, that was a Lady Bird Johnson motto. She was one of her things as First Lady was an anti-littering campaign. Not just for Texas, but for all of America, which people seem to have forgotten, sadly.
With Daryl the Barrel as the mascot, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. See that?
No, I've never seen Daryl the Barrel before. He's a new one to me, but I still am very pro anti-littering.
No, no,
Texans can't
absolutely
forget about it. There are signs all over the road when you travel. It always
that's
says "Don't
true.
mix with Texas" or and something about littering.
Now this is the Texas Independence Trail, and I got this at the state capitol for free in the gift shop. But this will give you a little idea of what the soldiers in the Alamo may have been wearing as far as their uniform goes. So that's pretty cool. And now we'll get right to the pictures because we
Right,
have
that uniform. Well,
yeah.
there was a lady who was showing us the how she was doing the yarn. She said when she wasn't she had problem with her neck, but apparently when she didn't have that problem, she would shoot the guns for people. So I don't know if that was actually on offer that day or not.
That's yeah. That would have been fun to see that.
Hmm.
Ooh, and Lemon Pie says yes. The bike is there now. It hasn't always been there. I did get a haircut because it was just too hot there, Carla. It was just too hot. But glad to have you here. Always good to have Carla Burton here. And Greek Letter says, forgot to ask the $1,000,000 question. Uh, did you get a Davey Crockett fur hat while I was in Texas? You know what? I should have. I did not. No, I didn't see a good one that seemed authentic. So yeah, that's why. Don't make a mess in Texas. That's exactly right, Sashi. So this is on the way down, and this is the highway that you'll see, and it's a developed highway, beautiful highway all the way down, and on the left hand side is that tower. And sorry, what did you both say that tower was called?
I think of
I
it as
called
the Hemisphere Tower, but Jill's name I think is actually more correct.
as the Tower of Americas, but your name makes sense too because it first premiered during a World's Fair,
Hmm.
during the
And
Hemisphere
Okay,
World's Fair.
and I think during Hemisphere, during the World's Fair, it was actually called the Tower of the Americas, plural, as I recall. I could be wrong about that, but that's
So
what I
glad you got
remember.
a picture of it because if I took you somewhere else
Hmm.
besides the Riverwalk Spidey, it would have been there.
oh, okay.
Ah,
Lemon Pie says, if you litter in Texas, Chuck Norris comes out and roundhouse kicks you. Good, as he should. That's fantastic. Good. Haven't had a haircut in decades, says Sashi. Yeah.
wow.
And hello to Daniel's Hot Topics. Oh, welcome. And yes, Carla, you have to absolutely go there, and you have to get one of these shirts, Carla Burton. All right, come and take it. That's Jill. Do you mind repeating the story behind this? The come and take it canon.
That's the beginning of the war. That's the beginning of the Revolutionary War, where Santa Anna was elected to continue the Republic of Mexico, but he decided, nah, I'm going to become a dictator instead. And one of the ways that they were trying to get the Texas troops back in line is that they were trying to, well, the first thing they wanted to do was, hey, we lent you that cannon, now we want it back. And so that was the Gonzales skirmish or battle,
That's right.
and
Come and take it.
and of course, yeah,
Old Man
exactly. Come and
Bird.
take it is what happened. The Mexican says, "Give us back that cannon," and they were like, "Nope, no, not really. We're not going to do that." And actually, the Mexicans who were trying to get it back said, "Oh, we're really just following orders, but we actually agree with you. We should still be a republic." So not everybody was on board with Santa Anna wanting to centralize the government into
Right.
his dictatorship.
Right. Well, okay. No, it wasn't all unified, I suppose. No. And so this is you can go to in front of the Alamo, and you can see that sort of I guess it's a bronze line in the cobblestones right out in front of the Alamo Cathedral with a little plaque, and the plaque says, actually, Jill, do you mind reading what the plaque says if you can?
Legend states that in 1836, Lieutenant Colonel William Barrett Travis unsheathed his sword and drew a line on this ground before his battle weary men, stating, those prepared to give their lives and freedoms, and that's where it ends. I can't read the rest of it.
Yes. Yeah, come over to me. Oh yeah.
Freedom's cause, come over to me. Yes.
Yeah. So step across the line and join the side of the Alamo.
I think that was his offer, that you could leave if you want.
Yeah, and no one would think the worse of you. And so there's looking straight up the face of the Alamo from those doors, and that's where the line is, right there. And yeah, there's the plaza in front. Now this all would have been the fortification enclosed with the walls back in the day, but now the modern city is sort of built over top of it. And I want to say hello to the lovely Sherry and Pop Culture Republic. Very good to see you. And Old Man Bird is here, of course.
What a nice crowd tonight.
I know. And LDG, that's the fellow I wanted. Hello, LDG. Pickles, nice to see you. It has been a minute, you're right. And Tygerstripes, do you mind reading William
I'm afraid I
Shakespeare's right here?
Let's see if I can. I'll have to. Okay. William Shakespeare says, at Canadian Spider-Man, I now see that Pee-wee's Big Adventure releases on Criterion 4K disc this December. Oh, that's nice.
Awesome. That is good. I would, you know what? That is worth seeing again. It was kind of for kids when I watched it. So, and there we have, that's Davey Crockett, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't know, I have a feeling Ozzy peed on this statue. I mean, if you're gonna pee on a statue, that'd be the one, right?
No. I don't think anybody should pee on any statue.
But if you're
Ozzy, something that's a memorial.
Well, yes, but if you're Ozzy, if you were Ozzy, and if you were going to pick one, I'm just saying this would probably be the one. I don't condone it, definitely not. And there he is.
Well, he was a proponent for tall tales, Spidey. So if you want to invent a tall tale about Ozzy peeing on different monuments, you can do that.
Allegedly. I don't condone that at all. But yeah, see, and we had pretty good weather. It was kind of a blue sky when we were there.
That's a great picture.
Excellent shot with, I thought it was kind of cool. Now, something I didn't know until going here was that the bell part of the front of the church, that was built after the Battle of the Alamo, about 40 years after. So during the Battle of the Alamo, that front structure was just flat and square and straight like the rest of the walls. So the iconic image of the Alamo was added after the battle, which was something interesting. Did not know that. And what did you think of see, there's not that many people. What did you think, Tygerstripes, of the crowds at the Alamo when we went there?
Oh, I was very happy. We were there on a Saturday, so we avoided all the school children, which is good.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So you don't catch the latest plague. I thought it was everything was very well handled. And because they've added that additional exhibit building, and then the Long Barracks has been restored and also opened and has things to watch there, film presentations. The people are divided, so you don't get the feeling that there's a terrible crowd in any one particular place. Yeah,
I think so as well. Jill, what did you like when we were in? Now this is part of the frescoes. This was actually a sheet put up, a movie screen put up, showing you what the room behind it would have looked like. In here, how many people were in here with us? Like just a few, right?
Yeah, just about 9 or 10.
People tend to move on pretty quickly from the sacristy because it's so small.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still a very important part of the Alamo. This is the part where the women and children were housed during the battle.
Yeah. And they had frescoes. The frescoes of the sacristy, the little small church there, the inner sanctum, I guess. So that's what this is, an image cast onto that view screen of what it would have looked like, and just gorgeous and really decorative. And that's what it looks like now. It was whitewashed over, and they're trying to restore it, but I mean, you can see a little bit of the fresco work, but it was hard to really see. They've got a lot of restoration ahead of them. Were you able to make much of it out, the frescoes, Tygerstripes?
Just the faintest hint, nothing like this.
No.
Which I guess is a plate of plexiglass or something in front of the wall. Is that why it's popping out like that?
That's right. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
plexiglass
I could
plate.
see the faintest ghost. I hung back and stopped, and I had someone, the guide, point them out to me because I really wanted to put my eyes on them. But they're just very faintly there.
Oh, okay. Jill, do you mind reading this from our friend Herc130, please?
Herc130 says the Come and Take It cannon gets confused with the twin sisters cannons from the Battle of San Jacinto by some peeps.
Okay.
Oh.
Didn't know that. Interesting.
Oh, yeah. So you're talking about the beginning of the war and then the end of the war. So, yes, those are two very different things.
Mm-hmm. And Pop Culture Republic says, looks like nice weather for visiting the Alamo and walking the river walk. It was a beautiful day for visiting the Alamo. And we didn't have any rain. We did have a few clouds for some welcome shade. And that is just showing the different parts inside the Alamo that they're monitoring to try and prevent the Alamo from continuing to just decay and fall apart, because it's 300 years old, because it was sort of a mission before it was the Alamo, the fortress, and so it's around about 300 years old, is my understanding.
Yes, and because it's so old and because it is falling apart, one of the main things we were told was not to touch the walls, not to touch
Oh, yeah.
a lot of the old things.
They were right on you about that, weren't they? They do allow photography, just no flash photography in a lot of it, Herc130. And saying hello to everyone. And Lemon Pie says, Greek letters, if you refer to the Alamo, the Spanish actually built it, so your joke falls a little limp. Oh. Haha. Well, there you go.
Yeah, the Spanish built it and the Texans took it, and so it was their prize, and that's why they didn't want to let it go.
That's right. Yep. That's right.
But it also hadn't been a mission for a really long time, even before the defenders of the Alamo occupied it.
And and here are speaking of the heroes of the Alamo. I didn't realize that all of these people died in the same place. So Davey Crockett, James Bowie, and Daniel
Bowie,
Boone.
please.
Bowie.
Yes, please, let's say Bowie.
James Bowie.
Yes,
it should have two O's.
Jim Bowie. No, it's pronounced Bowie, Bowie, many different ways, that particular name. Yes, but
and Davey Crockett,
Bowie, like a Bowie knife.
And this was, I didn't realize it all died in the very same battle with Daniel Boone, but I guess
David Crockett.
Davey Crockett, yes, David. And these other...
And we can call him Davey because I think people in that era did, but he didn't care for that, they say.
Oh, I did not know that. Now, they had people joining the Alamo from all over America and even Europe, which was surprising. And there it is, the Come and Take It cannon.
Unfortunately, Sam Houston thought, oh, that's a losing battle. We're not going to send more people there. And in fact, they actually wanted, the actual objective was to destroy it, and then so that the Mexicans couldn't have it. But the people there decided they wanted to hold it.
Makes no sense. Is it true that Davy Crockett could split a bullet in half with a double axe? I bet you he could. I,
Yes.
I, I wouldn't bet against him. Let's put it that way. Oh, hey, excellent. Thank you, DJ Playnice, for putting that in the chat. That is excellent. And it was a Spanish monastery mission. And Texans were called Texicans. I like that. I have heard that expression. I like that expression.
I think
I've been reading, and it was Texians.
yeah, without
I'm
the
sorry.
C, but very close.
And Suzanne, you have a great night as well.
Suzanne.
Good to have you. Thanks for being here, Suzanne. And yeah, so these are just some of the flags of the day. And the military, when they took it over, now when the mission was there, they didn't have these upper windows, so the military took it over and installed windows, cut through the 3-foot thick walls, and installed upper floor windows for more light. So I thought that was quite the engineering undertaking. And yeah, cannons. That's one of my favorite things about the Alamo, is looking at the machinery involved. And yeah, not too thrilled about the purpose it was used for, but the machinery is quite impressive. And just the screw on the back there, I did take a picture of the screw so that you could see how to raise and lower that heavy cannon. But just gorgeous. And I have if anyone in the chat knows why that hole is there, I have no idea why that hole is there. Jill, Tygerstripes, do you have any idea why that would be there?
Yeah, I think it's, God, what do you call it? It's a hitch to hitch on to something else to pull it.
Perhaps,
hitch it to a horse or a mule.
Right. I get it, yeah. Okay, I was thinking you could drive a spike through it just to anchor it down, but okay, that makes sense too.
Sure, that works too.
Oh, Wes Cagle says it's to hook up to a horse-drawn carriage. Hitch point, says DJ Playnice. Gotcha. How long was it until they truncated Texians?
That is a good question.
Hard to say. All right. And so this was just the typical campsite, and I like how they had their fires in the big steel tray like that. I guess it prevents fires during times of the year where it was a little dangerous. Transportable, I suppose. Pretty cool.
Well, I really like this fact about Davy Crockett. He was in the U.S. House of Representatives, but he got his seat taken away. So he told his constituents that they could go to hell while he would go to Texas.
Good for him. Excellent. There you go. So 1718 to 1793, and it was first occupied in this location as a mission in 1724. So yeah, we're talking 300 years ago. And excellent to have you here, Wes Cagle. You take care of yourself, my friend. Always good to have you here, buddy. And yeah, there's Santana. Yeah, they did a fair job of representing some of the artifacts from the Spanish side, from the Mexican side, I thought. Although some of the descriptions in the display cases in the museum were only in English, which I thought was kind of strange. But they did have quite a few artifacts from the Mexican side, so I was glad to see that. And there's an overview. Anyone that's curious, that is an artist's rendition of the Alamo with the the church and the sacristy, I guess it's called, right at the upper right corner there. Oh, sorry, Wes Cagle, you're right. It's Santa Ana, not Santana. I'm gonna make that mistake all night long, my friend. Santana. Shoot. Thanks, West. Have you ever gotten Santa Ana and Santana mixed up? I'm sure.
It's reasonable.
Now,
Okay, so that says revolutions
Yeah.
in Lower Mexico spread into Mexican Texas and led to what we now know as the Texas Revolution. A significant battle of the revolution took place on this ground on March 6, 1836. Texans gathered behind the Alamo walls while thousands of Mexican soldiers slowly surrounded the town and the Alamo. On March 6th, the Mexican army attacked, overwhelming the Texans and soundly defeating them. Cries of "Remember the Alamo" were heard less than 2 months later during the final battle of the Texas Revolution at San Jacinto. Or
yeah,
Jacinto.
yeah. Well, that makes because again, like we mentioned before, they didn't take any prisoners. They killed the wounded, and only left the women and one slave to tell the tale.
And
So
children.
and the children. Were there children there too? I guess perhaps. Who would bring their
They
child
said
there?
that
That was just
they
bad,
said there were children, and when we went to
Mhm.
the church.
bad parenting. Santana is a different dude.
Yeah, it's like the people who take their kids to a political protest.
Santana just wanted to play the guitar, not be dictator over Mexico and Texas. Well, fair enough, lemon pie.
I will say in your defense that in Los Angeles, there's a wind that blows at particular times of year really, really strongly. And I believe they're called the Santa Anas, but you hear people call them the Santanas all the time. So there's a conflation there.
Yeah, and yeah, I'd rather be staring down that end of the barrel than that end. I just thought that was quite impressive.
That's amazing.
A 9-pounder cannon. Yeah, even firing the thing. They sometimes blew up, so it was dangerous altogether. On no matter who you were, cannons are dangerous. And that's they can't. Some of them were solid. I didn't know this, but back then they had the exploding gunpowder in the old bronze cannonball trick. I did not know that.
Yeah, because that'll kill a lot more people because of the shrapnel that it throws than a conventional ball, which might blow a couple of people apart, but something that explodes when it gets there is a lot more dangerous.
Yeah, and those are different. Some of them were solid, and those are different styles of cannonballs that were solid. And there is, speaking of, there was a fair bit of Spanish representation, I thought, on the Mexican side. There's the carving of their symbol that's on the middle of their Mexican flag, an eagle with he's got a snake in his jaws, and he's given the snake a pretty hard time. So I thought that was an excellent carving. Tygerstripes, did you see much of the Spanish things that were there on display, or did you feel it wasn't very much?
I saw quite a few, and I noticed that there were several moments during presentations where they dwelt on the Spanish politics of that era and in Mexico, and how the people felt about it too. There was a good bit of information.
Pop Culture Republic says the Alamo is one of the many Spanish missions throughout Texas. Greek letters saying about Santa Ana. His full name was Antonio de Padua Maria Severino Lopez de Santa Ana y Perez de Lebron. Definitely a big name compensating for something. Well, you could be right. That is incredibly
white. No, I think I believe him on that one.
Yeah, me too. Other missions right outside of San Antonio.
Yeah, there were lots of other missions. It's just the Alamo that everyone
There's missions all the way up and down California too.
Right, and DJ Play Nice knows the tune, Babylon's Sister. Just look at the photo of the cannon. I can imagine the boom from it. Oh yeah, Pop Culture. It was being in that museum and looking at these things and standing on the real ground where it took place made me realize I do not want any part of any battle like that. And see, these are some of the weapons. Some of them were homemade. If you looked at some of the knives, and this is now YouTube. Before you get excited, this is historical artifacts. These are from a museum. This is not. This is for educational purposes only. You watch, we'll get yanked. Especially, now and there was a few religious items, but most of them were related to the battle. So there's the belt with all the flints and the powder and the shot and everything that you'd carry in it. But I was told that if you're really proficient with these type of firearms, you can get off up to 6 rounds in 1 minute. I can't imagine doing more than 2.
Yeah, no, it's uncanny.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know a little more about firing these old weapons, don't you? Than a normal person would, anyway.
We fired them. Yeah, I fired them with some of the training I did with my hunter course, and also with the Boy Scouts. We had something called the Flintlock Challenge every year on the East Coast, and we would have demonstrations with those. So that's a Spanish colonial carbine, 95 caliber, and all handmade components. So there you go, 95 caliber handmade rifle. Imagine that. You're coming to battle. Oh, and you got to make your own weapon.
Yes, they did. They couldn't go to Walmart to pick up more bullets. They
That's
had to
right.
make them all themselves.
And I didn't know this, but the cowboys wore horseshoe type things on their cowboy boots. That's a little horseshoe on the. I thought that was fascinating, so I took a picture of the cowboy boot, really old cowboy boot from the period, and they had little horseshoes on. That was interesting.
Didn't pick up on that. That is interesting.
Black powder pistols are fun, it says DJ Playnus. Absolutely. I agree. And Tygerstripes, would you mind reading our friend Sashi?
Sure. Sashi, biggest black powder cannon was the 100-ton guns in Malta and Gibraltar, I think. British coastal guns. Incredible. To hit ships. Amazing.
That is impressive. Yep. Pop Culture Republic says, yep, Lemon Pie. I've visited a few of them over the years. San Jose was one of the others I've traveled to years back. Oh, the missionaries. Oh, beautiful. Or the missions. And yeah, Gibraltar, yeah. There is a corresponding mountain over on the African side that you can see from the top of Gibraltar. It's quite, well, it's not really talked about, but it is there. And so how's that for a spur for the horsies? That seems a little much.
That seems a little more cruel than normal.
Yeah, that's that's a spur of the day back then. And Pop Culture Republic, 95 caliber. That's a huge hunk of lead flying at you. Indeed. Yeah, that's a bit of a spur, indeed. And there, battle axe. Yeah, that is not for cutting wood, folks. Again, YouTube. That is just. This is a museum, YouTube. It's just for display. This is what the young men used to face in battle. You would not catch me. You would catch me running away. Thank you.
I have been rewatching a favorite series with my bro, and even he enjoys it, of one of my very favorite fantasy books, Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. And there's a battle scene where one of the enemy come through carrying an axe and hitting people with it. And it's absolutely chilling watching this guy come through.
Oh, yeah.
It would just somebody coming at you with one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God.
It would be good for a zombie apocalypse and tearing down the
That's where
Alamo
we disagree.
walls.
We had that discussion.
This is from the Phil Collins Texana collection. So this is an axe that Phil Collins had in his possession, and he donated it to the museum. Yeah. So you get through the walls, and then you attack the inhabitants inside. And that has to be handmade.
It's so brutal that he killed everybody.
Sure did. That's got to be a handmade pistol. I would be nervous firing that. No, lemon pie. No, I don't have a musket and black powder here. I do have tannerite, but not black powder.
Yeah,
High heels were invented for horse riding. Yeah, that wouldn't be good on that horse.
I still think that spur
It is
is
bayonet.
decorative. I think it's for costume display.
Hmm.
I don't
And
think
yep.
it's practical at all.
Ooh, an
Mm.
officer's weapon, circa 1775, was that pistol, Michelet pistol. I want to say. You
Go
can
with Miklet?
sure.
I don't know. Maybe Miklet.
And that is a handmade sword that I was looking at. So just the rudimentary weapons that they use, but yeah, Spanish. That's one on the Spanish side. So there, they did have Spanish weapons as well as the Texas side.
And Jill mentioned the brutality of taking no prisoners and putting everybody to the sword. And I didn't hear anybody say this while we were there. I wish I'd spent more time in the big exhibit that Phil Collins was narrating and really listened to it like twice because it
Hmm.
was fascinating. But the most recent film that they made about the Alamo, they expressly pointed out that Santa Anna had the band playing a particular song. And if that song was playing, then that meant there would be no prisoners taken. Everybody would be to
Right.
the sword. And that was
Damn.
sort of a common thing of the era and 100 years before that. It was why pirates were so feared because if they flew the red flag, which came to be known as the Jolly Roger, which stands for Jolie Rouge,
Oh.
beautiful red, it meant no prisoners.
Aha.
If we and so
Interesting.
oh, that's
And
amazing.
yeah, this is. I did
Mhm.
enjoy.
Yeah.
Jill, you got a couple of literary works in the museum. They had actual written works on display, which was interesting.
Is this the only one you got? Was Davey Crockett's almanac? That is pretty cool. I
Yeah.
that's the one I didn't get, but I did get a couple here. If you want me to show them now while we're going through books.
I absolutely do. Yeah, let's pull up the ones you have. And this, I'll look at this. The Spanish Navajes. So those are folding weapons, folding knives that the Spanish were using. Wow, scary. Yes, Jill, absolutely. Let me see if I'll remove that, and we'll put that up. So this is from Jill's photo collection that she took.
I didn't take many photos, but I like this book. It was called the Alamo Defenders Book.
Oh
The
yeah.
history of the reign of Emperor Charles V belonged to the Alamo Defender Mikia Autry. Oh,
Mhm.
okay, I see. So somebody who fought in the Battle of the Alamo had this book, and
Yeah,
I guess they were reading it, and like we
that's
Wow.
said, everybody was lost.
they were indeed. Yeah.
I had this book too. I had The Fall of the Alamo by R.M. Potter.
Yes. Not R.M. Briggs. R.M. Potter.
Yeah,
You're
no, my
you got
husband
me.
made a joke
You got
because
me.
there are a few people on the internet that I talk a lot about in my family, and she is one of them because I love her a lot.
Mhm.
And he tricked me.
Yeah,
Those are my
me
books.
too. Yeah, he got me too. Yeah, and here we go. So yeah, we'll go through. And okay, Greek letters was saying that that handmade sword was a cavalry saber. Yeah, okay, because it was a little shorter perhaps than others. I do like just the artistry. Now this is a powder horn that you keep your black powder dry in, but even though it's a weapon, well used in conjunction with weapons of battle, they still were decorative and they were beautiful, and a lot of work was put into these. So you do at least admire the artwork. And this as well. This is made from wood, but it's like a powder horn, and it's kind of carved into a heart shape, which was just really, really ornate. I wasn't expecting that. I thought they'd be just functional and not so decorative.
They wanted to make a statement.
And there's the Tygerstripes. You were talking about the full-size diorama and different parts of it being lit up from above as they were describing the progression of the battle. So here it is.
But they have several models of the Alamo at the Alamo, but this is the biggest one.
Yeah, like this had to be 8 feet across anyway, I think. Yeah, and narrated by Phil Collins, which was
well done too. It's not too long. I think it takes about 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 or so, a little bit more. Yeah, they did do pretty detailed work. I was impressed, and my favorite parts were the cannons.
Yeah, because the cannons are how Travis said, we're not going to stand down to Santana.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go. Just a little description, and it was saying that each defender has its own story and reasons for being at the Alamo, from native-born Mexicans that were defending the Alamo to recent immigrants from the United States and even several Europeans. Nearly 200 men who gave their lives at the Alamo. In this little display, it does describe how there were people from Germany and Scotland and Denmark and I believe Norway and France. So it was an international effort.
It was, because there weren't as many people there, so Travis sent out for help. The enemy has demanded a surrender at discretion. I shall never surrender or retreat. I call on you to come to our aid with all dispatch.
And yeah, there's what the Spanish were up against, the Mexicans. That was a wall all around the fort, which sadly is not there today, the whole thing. But we did get to see quite a bit, and we got to see enough to say it was formidable. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, 200 people fending off an army that large. How big was the Spanish army?
3,000 to 3,500 were the numbers I was reading there. Yeah, but they had a fort. I mean, that's a fortified fort right there. That's pretty good. And this is the inner sanctum was pretty fortified with heavy stone walls, and those cannons. I mean, that's you're not going to want to stand in front of that for very long. I was really impressed with the details of the recreation they did on the. So here, this is showing. It's a little skewed, but this is all of the strings are places in Europe, locations in Europe that the troops came all the way over across the Atlantic, across down through the states, and into Texas on the bottom left. That dark image is the state of Texas. So they came from all over the eastern United States, as you can see the strings coming from there, and from Europe. So. And Tygerstripes, would you mind reading this from our friend Old Man Bird?
Sure. Old Man Bird says, too bad they didn't have the world-hopping web-slingers ancestors there to save the day.
Oh, if they were smart, they would have run the other way, I think, Old Man Bird. Wow.
But in a way, you could look at the Alamo as a way that did save the day for Texas itself, because the history of it, the event that it occurred, it ignited Texas to get together to finish it up, to actually get Texas to be free of Mexican rule, and Sam Houston used that as his battle cry to win the war.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, if what had happened hadn't happened at the Alamo, it might not have been something for Texans to rally around. That's true, Jill.
Yeah, because other than that, all they had was the massacre at Goliad, but this was actually a battle.
Mm. Do
And
you
so
mind
they
reading
remembered
this,
both.
Jill, from our friend Sashi?
Sashi says Adam Savage recently talked to a guy who is an expert in medieval armor. He was saying that modern depictions of it were basic. A lot of them had inlays and color, not just polished steel.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. And this is David Crockett. So they had his image on the just beside the diorama, and then this would have been James
Bowie.
Bowie. James
Yeah,
Bowie.
poor guy. I think I feel the worst for him because he was sick the whole time and he just got massacred in his bed.
He did. Yeah, he wasn't at his best. He was very damaged. Oh, and that's a no. I thought I had gotten rid of that shot. Ooh, okay. So here is the buckskin vest. This is Davy Crockett's buckskin vest. Look how fancy that is, eh?
Oh, that's beautiful.
Uh-huh. Yeah, quite fancy.
It is. Yeah, and
I
all
was
those colors.
It must be soft too. I was looking at it quite closely, and it looks super soft, made of deerskin. Yeah, yeah, fantastic. I was out looking for bucks earlier tonight. Didn't see one, sadly. Ooh, okay, and this is again the Spanish officers' cutlass, their
Oh,
sword. Quite
it's
a
massive. It's
Oh yeah.
almost too big to be effective.
Well, I wouldn't want to test it. Yeah, yeah. And Santa Anna's field sword and scabbard, 1833. So that might actually be his. That is his scabbard and his sword. And William Shakespeare says, Crockett had style. He knew how to dress. Indeed. Yeah, obviously. That is quite the fancy vest. And liberty or death, there's another flag. Now it looks like it's been shot in battle, but I love that expression, liberty or death. And I believe the Texans fought for it. And that's that's Lady Liberty, and I cut off the top, but she's waving a banner around and a star. There's a gold star that she's waving in the top of her hat. I told Nemesis I'd show that, but it cut off the star, so that was my editing. Damn it, I'll have to go back. So these are all the projectiles that you'd be faced with if you were at that battle, and everything from cannonballs to mortar rounds to the little shot out of the flintlock rifles that aren't that little. That's all the ammunition coming at you, Jill. What do you think?
Yeah, there was just one person at the Alamo who did not cross who did not stay to fight. One person stepped across, the Frenchman named Louis Rose. He said, "By God, I wasn't ready to die," and I'm not sure that I would disagree with him.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
Looking
it's
at
nice that they were given that option. They were all volunteers. It wasn't like they would be executed for, desertion.
yeah,
They were
and
given the option.
basically they weren't given the option, but the Mexicans would not give them any option because they would say, actually, Travis would have surrendered except for that only if Santa Anna would guarantee the lives of the defenders. But of course, he would not. According to him, you're a traitor. So, so either fight or you're gonna die anyway.
Yeah. That's Santa Anna's sword from his collection. That is impressive, very fancy. And another homemade knife. Now this is just one of the battle knives. And that is a stone cannonball. So that one does not have explosives in it, but oh my goodness, if you got hit with that, you're going to be walking funny for a long time. You know, like, wow. I mean, how many that would go through several people? I don't even want to think about it. And there's one that blows up. There you go. That is the hollow cannonball. And yeah, like you were saying, Tygerstripes made to make shrapnel, and even if you just wound a few people, so take them out of the battle, that's good enough, right? Okay, and another one. That's the Mexican 7-inch howitzer shell. So that was coming back, being lobbed over the walls at them. And the green makes me think it maybe was a bit of copper in there, or bronze, but yeah, that's gonna hurt. Greek Letters says, after buying Louisiana, Alaska, and California, Americans ran out of money. They had to have Texas, hence the Alamo. That's how the cookie crumbles. Interesting. That was after. Go ahead, Joel.
Oh yeah, they had eventually. Yes, that makes sense. Because manifest destiny from sea to shining sea, right? you gotta buy all those.
And I want to say hello to Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective. Hello, we're just looking at some cannonballs, Tommy.
Hi, Tommy.
Good to see you, my friend. And Old Man Bird throwing out the compliments says, I saw Tygerstripes in person. She's cooler than even online. There needs to be a Spidey con like Raymond and Sandra had. Oh, I would have loved to have met Sandra and Raymond too.
Yeah.
That would have been fun.
Thank you, Old Man Bird. I coached him to say that, by the way. He is so darling.
I couldn't agree more. Absolutely. No, I was thrilled to be going to the Alamo, which wouldn't have happened without you, Old Man Bird, so thank you. And that says an 18-pound cannonball. So that's their biggest hitter. That was the 18-pound mortar balls that the Mexicans were throwing over at the defenders of the Alamo. And you think, well, the walls in the Alamo were 3 feet thick. That's an 18-pound cannonball. That's going to do some damage.
And Gads, that's a massive cannon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's going to hurt.
So, yeah, and some of the Mexican fighters disagreed with murdering everybody. And so they were murdered.
Oh, right. I did not know that.
As we're doing this live stream, I'm looking at this history book here. Yeah, so, but members of the commander's staff hacked them to pieces. The officers who disagreed with killing everyone.
OMG.
18-pounder. Yeah, that'll leave a mark. All right. Pop Culture Republic. And Tygerstripes, do you mind reading our friend Sashi while I pull up another picture, please?
Sashi says some battle doctrines call for wounding soldiers because then you would have people to carry away the wounded. That meant there were less people to fight you.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. That makes sense. Yeah, 9 kilograms. Oh, yeah, that's huge. And this is one of the... Oh, now this is a frontier hatchet, so not necessarily a battle weapon, but this was they made all their tools at the time. So, yeah, you couldn't just go to the hardware store like Joel was saying. And this was a flint wallet, and I had never seen these before. I've got a couple of them. So for those flintlock guns, they have flint wallets. And I guess it's a place to keep your flints all in one spot. So that you have dry flints ready to go to fire your weapon.
Yeah, you've actually got to insert those in the hammer, and then, you've kind of got to pray that it strikes the plate just right to set off your powder, which then ignites everything to throw the ball, throw the actual bullet. And I just can't even imagine that. I have in my day, I think as a Girl Scout or something, or in elementary, tried to strike flint and steel together. It's not easy. It's not easy to get a spark off of that.
No, I've done it accidentally with a shovel, and flint. But and these were pliers that they would mold the bullets with, the lead molds. So they would heat them up, melt the lead, and use these pliers to make to mold their own bullets, which was pretty interesting, pretty amazing. What's in your wallet? Not a Capital One card. It's a Flint wallet. Flints, old man bird. Flints. Lots of them. Yeah, there's the flint lock right there, and like you were saying, Tiger, the hammer comes down, and hopefully and you can see where it's screwed right in. That white piece of flint is screwed right into the hammer, and it better be held tightly. Is the other thing. Yeah, there you go. You can see the flint being held.
It's just amazing.
And comes down, and boom. Very rudimentary, but they worked. And there we go. Primitive Bowie knife.
That's a long rifle.
Can you imagine having to carry that and then, like load that down through the barrel each time? But boy, I bet you they were accurate at a distance. And they're back to there's the Mexican, the Mexican howitzer. Absolutely scary.
And that's some more mobile.
Yeah. And I did have another book. There's the story of Davey Crockett, his journal there apparently. And there's the Mexican flag, and that's the image I showed the carving earlier was the eagle with the snake in its mouth. I think he's getting the better of the snake, but that was a really old Mexican flag. It could have been one from the very battle itself. Otherwise, why would it be in that museum? But and hand drawn. The eagle that we're looking at, that is hand drawn artwork. I don't know if you got a close look at that, Jill or Tiger, but it was hand drawn. And hey, hello and welcome. What you got gameplay? Hola, welcome to you. We're just looking. Tygerstripes and Jill and I are just going through the Alamo. What did that go to?
Is it Spidey's frozen? Have you noticed this too, Tygerstripes? Or am I frozen?
Isn't he? I was sort of
okay.
I don't know what happened there.
There's two of him.
Sorry, I don't know what the hell happened there. Yeah, it's weird. And let's put that up. No, okay.
Whenever that happens, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, this is not working. So let's kill that. And let's share that again. Yes, share that. There we go. So there's the hand-drawn Mexican flag. Sorry, Tygerstripes, did you get a chance to look at this flag?
You saw so many things that I didn't remember seeing at all. I think I was just glazing over at some point. There was just so much to see.
And then if that wasn't enough, there was this big old computer display that let you look at all the stuff that's in an inventory fashion, which you could just look at for hours.
That is one of the highlights on your way out the door. You get to see Pee-wee's stunt bicycle from Pee-wee Herman's Big Adventure. And okay, what you got gameplay? I did see two of them, and I'm not even drinking. Split into two. Well, yeah, it does come in handy for traveling. Not sure what happened there. But yeah, I was quite impressed with.
Multiverse.
Quite impressed. And there's Pee-wee Herman right at the Alamo right there. A little plaque beside the bicycle you can see. And there's the back wall. That's the back. No one shows you the backside of the Alamo. That's the backside.
It's nice. That's a good shot.
And then here's the next. And there's the fortifications right
You know,
there.
that's the model I saw when I was a child. It was that one. But it was inside of a room somewhere.
Oh, okay,
I don't
yeah.
know where it was.
So the only existing parts now are right up at the background, the back right hand corner, with that part right there, with the barracks and the church. And there's the Alamo on fire. And there is a big lake. Yeah, there is a lake and there is water around it. It's causing some of the damage. It's a concern when they're trying to preserve it. And this photo was taken about 40 years after the Battle of the Alamo, and that is the historic front of the church with the bell-shaped stones added after the battle. That's a black and white photo.
Yes, and on the side there you see a general store because somebody bought it and they were basically using the Alamo for commercial purposes.
Yeah,
Selling
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, so that was later removed, all that wooden balcony railing stuff there. And and here's a nearby restaurant we went to in San Antonio. And it was delicious Mexican, Tex-Mex. And there's the Tex-Mex right there. I liked it. I liked that a lot. Ooh, and these are acorns.
Yes. Yeah, that was my grandma's favorite restaurant. I had to text my mom to see which one, what the name of the restaurant was.
Mi
Because I always
Tierra?
forget. Mi
Was it My
Tierra, that's
Life?
it. Yeah, yeah, and yeah, my grandma loves it so much that I knew that would be the right one.
And just
And
down,
not only was it just the right one just because of the restaurant, but right outside the restaurant is this strip of Mexican stores.
yeah, right there. Yep.
Yeah, it's quite a little shopping area. It's more than even just one street.
Yeah. Yeah, I was quite
Yeah,
yeah.
it's this little
Happy.
contained area where you can walk around with your liquor, and I just didn't think that was a thing in Texas. I mean, in San Antonio.
It
So that's
is.
fun.
Yeah, it is in San Antonio. You can well, it's sort of like this was a little Mexico to me, just
It
down the
was,
road.
very much
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. So I mean, cervezas, guys right on the street selling cervezas right there, and it was pedestrian. It was all pedestrian zone, so fun for the kids and the adults, and so that is a market square exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a kid's mechanical bull that my son rode.
Hmm.
I forget how long he lasted. They didn't tell us.
Is there still an ice cream shop just across from the Alamo? I think so.
Nothing is like it used to be around the Alamo. I mean, and when was I there? I was there for the WorldCon, so that was probably at least 20 years ago. More now, maybe 20. Gosh, it's been a long time. Nothing's like I remember. But then I was there, like 9 or 8 years ago to go see a play, and nothing is like it was. Nothing is like it was. It's so bizarre.
I like this sign in Texas. A person may not enter this property with a rifle, shotgun, or knife. Fair enough. Handguns are
Which is
okay.
very specific. Yeah, yeah. So
Not
if you're concealed to carry, yes, you can
Yeah.
have
Yep.
a handgun.
But yeah, if you do go to the Alamo, you can spend, like you said, 3 hours in the Alamo, and then you can go right next door, have yourself a stroll through this little corner of Mexico, really, and admire the architecture of the nearby buildings. San Antonio does have a nice skyline, and there are some acorn trees. And just have yourself a little bit of food, and then wander around the rest of San Antonio. Lots of construction while we were there. There was lots of construction going on in the streets.
Oh,
Yeah,
this
right.
restaurant
We were
also
trying.
had an amazing bakery.
That's right. You bought some of that baked.
It was
Those baked
so
goods.
good.
Oh,
Some of it was
right.
the best I've ever had.
Right below
Wow.
Yeah, the bakery's right below these piñatas. Yeah.
It's a panaderia.
Oh, now see, I didn't get any, and now I want some. I should have got some while I was there. Darn
The
it.
thing that really was outstanding were the Mexican wedding cookies. They were the best I have ever had.
Oh,
Ever.
those,
Ooh,
I love those.
Ever.
Those
They were
those those are
they were unbelievably good.
fall
That was
apart
like
in just the
when
right way if they're
when
made
you
correctly.
that's exactly when you go to heaven, you will get those cookies. That's what they will give you.
and Jill, was there any more pictures that you wanted to show from our
I
trip?
really only had a few, but this first one kind of has a story to it because you asked, "What was this from?" And all right, what was this? And because you were trying to figure out all the flags, because you showed a bigger picture earlier of all the flags in the church, in the mission
That's right.
church. And you
Yes.
said, "What was this one from?" And apparently this is from a Civil War flag, and my son had said that, but we were like, "Oh, I don't know, let's look it up." And he was right.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so that's me being a proud mother,
Yeah.
him knowing his history. And you showed this cannon from behind. I don't know if you showed it from the front.
I did not. No, not really. No, that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So
you had a
you
couple of pictures of food as well from that restaurant.
oh yeah, I did. And there's the book. And here's a couple pipes and a wooden spoon is what I got. I like the battle fragments. Apparently, the rest of the flag is somewhere at the state capitol. These were
Right.
from the Battle of San Jacinto.
Yeah, the actual flag. That's a
Yeah,
nice sheath.
yeah, yeah. This was a reproduction of a Bowie knife or a Bowie knife. I don't even know anymore.
Mhm.
And cool. And I got basically similar photos to yours in terms of the big Alamo model, which is incredible. And of course, I also got a Pee Wee Herman
Of
picture
course.
for myself of his bike. And that was what I had. Now, so this, you put it in a tortilla. The tortillas at this restaurant were phenomenal. They,
Hmm. I concur.
I, I think when we ran out, we could have asked for more and could have eaten more.
I kind of wish we had, but we were also very focused on the chips.
It was
but
oh
but the flour tortillas, they were so good.
the
Top
salsa was
five,
so
top
delicious.
three,
Yes, top three, nice.
top three
Wait,
for
what's your
me.
top? What's your top tortilla? Where's
No,
that
I
at?
There was a place in God, I'm already
beautiful.
forgetting. It's part of Los Angeles, and
Oh,
it's
in California.
yeah, in West Los Angeles, and off of Pico, I think. And there were, you know, ladies sitting there wearing, the traditional garb, and they were patting them out by hand.
Oh,
Oh,
that reminds me of going to my grandma's house. So yes,
That
that
would,
should
yeah,
be the right way.
that would be my top, my best flour tortilla ever.
wow. Thanks, old man bird. Consider liking this educational stream. I'm glad you're liking it. The Alamo is, and it's not dry. I didn't. Jill, did you find the Alamo okay for kids? Like your kids had a good time there, didn't they?
Both of my children, 12 and 6, had told me later that it was a great day, and it was easy for my 12-year-old to love it because he's very recently become a fan of history and maps and battles, and so this was great for him. But even my 6-year-old, who doesn't quite so much know what's going on, enjoyed looking at everything. And so
Hmm.
everything's set up in such a way to be interesting even to a small child.
Yeah.
And and what you got gaming said earlier, burritos all day or something like that. That's
Yes.
what my 12-year-old ordered a burrito and he loved it.
Oh yeah. No, I remember that. It was only 2 weeks ago. I kind of want those now. And I should have got that drink as well, Jill. That looked fantastic. The
Oh
construction being
yeah,
done
that's
with the
right. It was
road
a
traffic.
it was a margarita. I had wanted a margarita with
Mhm.
tamarindo, but they didn't quite have that. So this was kind of a mango margarita with chamoy and all that stuff on it, and it's still very good.
No,
It
and
looked like a tequila sunrise. Literally, it was so beautiful. All of the colors. That picture doesn't do it justice. It was practically glowing when it came to the table.
It was pretty good.
Uh,
I wanted
the
another one, but
restaurant,
I wanted to know what I was doing, so I just
the
stuck with one.
restaurant's name, I forget.
Mi Tierra. I've got a big list. I
Ah,
made a
Mi
list.
Tierra. Okay, there you go. Mi Tierra. Mi Tierra, like my tiara, like my crown from a princess. Okay, Mi
Yes.
Tierra.
Yes, now I'll remember my step grandma's favorite restaurant.
Just hit that like button. Says Pop Culture Republic. I've been enjoying the slideshow. Well, brilliant. I'm glad you liked it. Night all enjoyed the photos. Must be going. Morning comes early. It does. Pop Culture Republic, and we're gonna wrap it up here pretty quickly. So that's all the photos we have. Any Tygerstripes? Any final thoughts on the Alamo overall, and final impressions on anything about it in particular?
Oh, I'm really overwhelmed. It was again, I I've been several times in my life, probably 7 now, maybe only 5,
Mm-hmm.
and it was nothing like I remember at all. It was just this the being able to enter the church, and they're going to take the roof off of the church. So if you want to go to the Alamo, you better go soon, because once they do that, it's going to be closed for a couple of years, they're saying. So they're going to replace the roof. But it was just, I still feel, and then meeting Jill and her beautiful family, and going there and spending time with you there, it was all almost overwhelming. Just sort of, I'm
It
having trouble
was.
wrapping my mind around it because it was nothing like I remember. Again, I feel like most of my life, all I've ever really been allowed into when I visited was the sacristy, and which is very small. And you go in and you look at it and you go, wow, look at that horrible graffiti that apparently some soldiers in the early 1900s did that were, being bivouacked there. And so they carved their names and their fraternities into the archway over the sacristy. And then that's kind of it. That's all you got to see. Then you left.
Yeah.
And it was, very small. And then you got to see the front of it. But this is just an amazing experience. And somebody asked in the comments, what's the construction ongoing? I think they're planning to continue to develop the Alamo. That's
Yeah.
my impression. And it looks like they're going to take down that building directly across from it. And then there was a building that was there that certainly was there the last time I was there, again, 9 years ago, 8 years ago, because I remember it vividly. It was a big, older building that was a complete antique store, and it was 4 stories tall, 3 stories tall, maybe 4. Big building, big older building. And I didn't see it at all while we were there. I mean, I
That's
didn't see
true,
it at
right?
all.
They're going to build the Alamo into more of an experience. Are
Yeah.
they can't be building the whole fort, but maybe pieces of it.
I don't know. They're taking that building down right across the street
It's
from it.
its 200th year anniversary is coming up in 2027. So maybe they're doing
Hmm.
something for the 200th anniversary.
Hmm.
Cool stuff. I'm glad you liked it. What you got? Gameplay. And okay, show's over, folks. Tune in next week where CSM will tell us his Parisian adventures, feasting on banquets and escargot. Oh, baguettes and escargot. I do like both of those things. And Nemesis of Eden. Hey, we mentioned you earlier, buddy. Hope you're doing well yourself.
Nemesis.
Nemesis.
Show
Good to see you, my
him
friend.
the one photo he wanted.
Now, I was going to ask Jill, what about your final thoughts on this historical? Have you been to similar historical sites around America, and how does this compare?
I haven't similar to the Alamo. I just wanted to echo what Tigerstripe said in terms of not thinking too much of it in my several visits to it when I was a child, and being blown away at how much they've improved the exhibits today, because I'm actually very interested in Texas history itself, because even when I was in college and I was asked to, well, I just had to fill up the slots because I was getting towards the end of my computer science degree, and I was just, well, what do I pick? And I picked Texas history. I didn't need it. I didn't need it to graduate, but that's why I have this book here, and it's
Oh,
it was just
fantastic.
so good to revisit it.
Yeah, no,
Because
that's okay. That's how you had the information right at your fingertips there.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And there was more here too, but the Alamo is definitely a very important part of the Texas Revolution and why we got to create the Republic of Texas. But of course, because of the drama of the Civil War, it was a little while before Texas became a state. And any places I've been that's similar to it would probably be in Washington, D.C., which you've been to also, which would probably be, you've also seen
Mm,
Lincoln, and you've also
yep.
seen stuff like that because I feel like the Texas Revolution is very similar to the American Revolution. They both, Lexington and Concord, you could say, is a little bit like the Gonzales, um,
Ooh.
come and take it canon.
Not, and I gotta say, the it was not only a treat seeing the Alamo, one of the legendary historical places in America, the first time, but at the same time, trying to process meeting you, Jill, and your family, and Tygerstripes, and all of us being together in real life in 3D. That was just a bonus, and it was kind of hard to wrap my head around. Yes, I'm excited about being the Alamo, but I'm also excited just to be here with Jill and Tygerstripes. So it was just a hell of a day, and I wish we could
It
have.
really was just an incredible day.
I know we should have got a spot in the hotel with Jill and gone on and hijacked her family and gone on somewhere else for the next 2 days. Yeah, your
Yeah,
kids had so much fudge they
probably
wouldn't
should
have
have.
noticed.
I would have enjoyed that. That would have been fun. I
Did
could
you
take
finish
you
the
all
fudge?
in my car.
No, you didn't finish the fudge already, did you, Jill?
No, no, I haven't. In fact, I'm trying to figure out how to save it so it doesn't get stale.
I think you can freeze fudge.
You
I
can
eat it
freeze
all
it?
the time.
I
Yeah, I
Okay.
believe
eat it
so.
all. I recommend eating it all, Jill. Definitely. Well, thank you, Tiger Stripes, and thank you, Jill. This has been another Thursday travel talk with Spidey. We went to the Alamo in Texas, and it was thrilling to have the both of you guest hosting with me because if you didn't notice, if you hadn't heard, Tiger Stripes, Jill, and I all went to the Alamo together, and so it was fantastic. It was just better than expected, and it was a bonus getting to do it with the both of you. So thank you for doing that, and thanks for coming on tonight.
Yeah,
Thanks
you're
for
welcome.
hosting.
If we would have had more time, we would have gone to the Riverwalk. And one of the things I'd never done there before was ride on those little boats, which I would have liked to do.
Ooh, little boats.
I'd
That
love
does
to.
sound nice.
I just packed away. I brought my sailboat home yesterday, or this morning rather. Yesterday was the last day I went sailing, but you know what? We got a little bit of wind, went sailing, so it was nice. Uh, October's, yeah, it's too cold now. Too cold. I'm actually going to start. For those of you in Texas now living down near the Alamo, I'm going to start my wood stove tonight because it's going down to 4 degrees above freezing tonight. That's it. So enjoy Texas. I hope you're warm.
It's still warm here. We're
Oh,
praying for rain and for the heat to lift. It's not fun for it to be this warm in October
I'm
personally. I don't know what it's like in
freezing.
where you are, Jill.
I'm in my
It's still hot. Yeah, it's
cold.
still in the low 90s here.
Yeah.
Oh
Which is
wow.
better than the high 90s.
Ah,
It's an improvement, but really waiting for the cold to drop and
it's
looking
going down
forward
to
to it so
40
much.
degrees. 40
I
degrees
mean,
tonight.
oh my God. Yeah, I'm hoping that it gets to the low 80s by Halloween because I got to take the kids. It's my turn this year to take them trick or treating.
Yeah,
It
it's a drag
is.
when you're trick or treating and it's over 90 at night.
And yes, indeed, Sashi, those are boxes of Star Trek ships behind me, and the well, the magazines, the magazines come with the starships. The starships are up there as well. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Jill. Thank you, Tygerstripes. I want to
Thank you.
thank you to the chat. Thanks everyone in the chat for being here. We've already always got a good chat. We've already got at least a dozen people speaking up in there. So I'm going to go start a wood fire because it's cold. So if you do get a chance, anyone in the chat, to visit Texas, definitely get down to San Antonio. Definitely go check out the Alamo. There's an entire afternoon worth of things you can do as we described. So enjoy it. And I'll catch you next Thursday. Every Thursday, we have a travel talk with Spidey. So thanks, everyone, for being here. And yeah, Indiana Jones right there. Definitely. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks.
Good night.